Good evening, Townsend families. Thank you for taking the time to be here tonight. Tonight, I would like to talk about how our school district will apply the Supreme Court's decision in the Kennedy versus Bremerton School District and what this means for our students, staff, and community. This case is centered on the balance between a school employee's First Amendment rights and a school district's responsibility to avoid endorsing religion. The court made clear that public school employees do not lose their right to private religious expression simply because they work in a public school. At the same time, schools must ensure that religious activity is not school sponsored and that students are not pressured to participate. As a school community, this is where our democratic values come into focus. Democracy depends on protecting individual freedom while also honoring shared responsibility. At our site, we will promote individual freedom by respecting the rights of both staff and students to engage in voluntary, personal religious expression. However, we will also reinforce responsibility. Employees serve in positions of authority, and with that authority comes the obligation to avoid actions that could be interpreted as coercive or as official endorsement of a particular belief system. To support the educational success and well being of each student and adult, we will take several practical steps. First, we will ensure that our district policies clearly distinguish between private expression and school sponsored activity. Second, we will provide ongoing professional development so that staff understand their rights and responsibilities under the law. Clear expectations reduce misunderstandings and create a more stable, respectful learning environment. When students feel safe and included, they are better able to focus on learning. We are also committed to strengthening ethical behavior in both personal conduct and relationships. Ethical leadership requires fairness, transparency, and consistency. When concerns about religious expression arise, we will address them thoughtfully and respectfully. We will listen carefully, gather facts, and make decisions grounded in constitutional principles rather than personal opinion. By modeling this approach, we cultivate ethical behavior in others. Students learn not only from what we teach, but from how we lead. Finally, character education remains central to our mission. Promoting human flourishing means helping students develop empathy, respect, and civic understanding. Our school will continue teaching students how to engage with diverse perspectives in constructive ways. We want students to understand that in a pluralistic society, people hold different beliefs, and those differences can coexist peacefully. Respecting religious freedom while maintaining institutional neutrality demonstrates what it looks like to live out democratic values in action. In closing, our commitment to balance freedom with responsibility, rights with accountability, and individual expression with community well being. By doing so, we uphold the Constitution, model ethical leadership, and create a school environment where every student and adult can thrive. Thank you for your continued partnership and trust.